I said it before in a previous video, these niche indie brands are gonna be coming for the big dog titles. Whether it be on price point, better quality, focused more on marketing, really putting the pen to the pad and formulating the right fragrance to encompass the true story or essence of their line. And in this instance, this is a brand I've never heard of a fragrance that I've never heard of, that brought me to a beautiful place that reminded me, well, of this. La Guayabita del Pinar, which is a strong rum that was always in my home because this is a town that my grandfather was from in Cuba. Fragrance is about a memory, and the bias of this will be that it put me in a beautiful place that makes this fragrance beyond special. But the scent is fire also. Let's roll my motherfucking music before Uncle Cuba cracks this joint open and starts drinking the little guayaba seeds in the bottom of this bottle.
We're all alone together, yeah, but some friends on the south side in case you cared. Out of all your friends, I wanna be Cuba.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. Yeah, I've clearly put a dent in this bottle. This is one of the OGs, and it looks kind of like a Cuban boba on the bottom, as those are little guava seeds on the bottom, hence the name Guayabita, Guayabita del Pinar. Pinar del Rio is located in Cuba, where my grandfather was born and bred before coming to the States. This alcoholic beverage was a staple in my home and one of the secret recipes in one of my wife's cocktails.
It's a secret.
Now, what this fragrance encompasses is not only guayaba-esque notes, which is obviously the star based on the name, but it's almost a liqueur, sugary, sweet, boozy, and almost a little harsh and aggressive. Which brings me to this fragrance that was sent over by the Perfumist called 𝗙𝗙𝗿. And the reason why it reminded me, not only in certain attributes of the scent profile, but when we look at the presentation, it has its own little guayabitas on the bottom. Now, according to the Perfumist, they've been working on this for over a year. Now, the brand prides itself on not using amazing quality ingredients, but being eco-friendly, no animal testing, sustainable, organic, all the 2023 energies that's around. I'm gonna start wearing hemp clothing. Now, with the thought, execution, and ingredients of this fragrance, they're only limiting it to 100 bottles. Now, this fragrance is no slouch on performance. Over 40% oil in this fragrance, all hand-bottled, hand-packed, hand-labeled. Now, inside of the presentation comes with this little note and signed by the perfumer. This perfume was made with the discipline and dedication of 3 centuries in limited batches from the highest quality materials, exclusively and strictly from the house of the Perfumist. Now, this is currently my scent of the day, and I can't stop smiling, and it makes me a little emo because it just brings me to this, and they have some sort of a mild correlation. There's certain notes in here that bring me to this, and this reminds me of sitting in my kitchen table having a drink with my old man. And that's the most important thing about fragrance. It's bringing you to that memory. Even those little things that you thought you completely forgot about, something as simple as a scent can teleport you back to when times were amazing. Now, some of the notes in here are like bergamot, nutmeg, Chinese wood, black pepper, lavender, coriander, cashmere wood, orris butter, vetiver, leather, amber, tonka, and vanilla. But what do you truly get out of this scent other than Cuba's nostalgia? An extraordinarily versatile, beautifully naturally smelling, bright vetiver citric component with wild mass appeal vibes. Now, for me, it comes off a sharp, sexy vetiver with the buttery, light, powdery essence. The black pepper here really right at the base of the opening starts coming out hard body. And then the vanilla, leather, amber, all that starts to peek through, making this a signature scent. Like, you have an extraordinary level of sexiness. It's got party vibes. It's got signature office scent. It's good for the winter, the fall, the summer. It's got versatility, and it also has a mild, boozy element in here that isn't listed in the notes. It has this little alcoholic tinge in it that brings up the level of masculinity in this fragrance. Now, I'm not familiar with the Chinese wood note, but I do get a little bit of like an agar wood subliminal base at the bottom that provides a ton of body and this kind of adhesion to the skin that really makes it pop, makes it dynamic, makes it feel like there's a layer of something, like a force field just sitting on top of the skin to help the rest of those spicy, bright, sour citric notes project off and have amazing sillage. This fragrance is not a slouch on performance whatsoever. What surprises me is the entire variety of fragrance notes in here and still allowing it to have this signature scent DNA. If I were to provide one constructive criticism is that the coriander and nutmeg combination here gives it a little bit of a BO vibe. When I'm smelling it this close in the air, it doesn't provide that, but in the close encounters, there is this little bit of a Middle Eastern kind of BO energy that definitely helps with that agarwood type vibe. Now, although it sounds kind of crazy, it does add a ton of personality to that fragrance, and honestly, it's really fucking good. Like, I get that earthy, fruity, kind of guava-ish essence that I get from this joint with that boozy element. That's why for me it kind of correlates. Like, it puts me in a beautiful place. Just having a nice, neat glass of 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐻𝐿 𝗙𝐵, this teleports me into that space, but it's a classy, gentlemanly yet sexy, wear out, fairly unique fragrance. There are gonna be some notes if you're a fragrance fan or a collector that you'll be able to pinpoint very easily and maybe compare into other fragrances. If you want to take like the black pepper of like a spice bomb mixed with a little bit of like a 𝐷𝐼𝐍𝐻 energy in that vetiver vibes with a dash of Layton and a sprinkle of 𝐼𝐼𝐍𝐻 Journeyman, that's kind of what you have in this scent. It's a very impressive scent. I'm not gonna front, like, this is a lot better than I thought. Presentation is minimal. It's nothing fancy. You can tell that they truly just focused on the juice. This isn't going to be the designer star on your mantle, but the scent itself, the performance so far, it's only been on me for about 5.5 hours, and it hasn't slacked off. It hasn't dipped in performance. It still has a nice sillage about arm's length around me. It hasn't dipped off, but there are transitional periods between opening and dry down that smell beautifully. Like, you do get a lot of facets of this fragrance, and when it hits that dry down part, it's a full fucking vibe. The Perfumist Spice Root is a sleeper that I recommend if there is gonna be samples to at least sample. I know it's gonna be a limited batch. I can understand why. I was going through their website and they definitely try to focus on amazing ingredients, naturals, being sustainable, all this joint. They got like certificates there with their company logo saying, yo, this is how official we are. Like, they're not playing. But I didn't need to look up the website to know that this scent wasn't playing around. This is absolutely a ball spray. Definitely brought me to a beautiful place of nostalgia. I tried to hold back the fucking tears in this video to not be a big puss.
Roger, are you crying? Tears of joy, Stan.
But my OG is the one who put me in this position in the fragrance space to be where I'm at today. So I gotta pay homage in any opportunity that I get. And for you, OG, this is absolutely a ball spray. Yeah, I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Shout out to the Perfumist for sending this joint over for a review. Y'all executed a gorgeous fragrance, and thank you for bringing me back to a better time. I'll see y'all snitches next time. You know who it is. Biggest in the game.
It's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense, you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.